फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया में जो मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स के इसमें रिवीजन किए गए हैं, कुछ चेंजेस जो हुए हैं। तो कंपेंडियम फूड एडिटिव्स, तो फूड प्रोडक्ट्स एंड फूड एडिटिव्स रेगुलेशन 2011 में जो चेंजेस हुए हैं, आइए हम बात करते हैं। पिछला हम जो बताए थे उसमें से कुछ चेंजेस हुए हैं, जैसे पिछले वीडियो आप देख सकते हैं। मतलब फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड फूड रेगुलेशन 2011 है, उसमें से जो कमिंग टू फोर्स 5 अगस्त 2011 को इन्फोर्स किया गया था। उसमें से कुछ रेगुलेशन है, जैसे कि एक्सेप्ट 2.1.6 फर्स्ट, सेकेंड, थर्ड, 2.1.7 रेगुलेशंस 1, 2, 3, 4 एंड 2.1.12 entries relating to into table 14 of the A and table 2 of appendix B. This shall come into force after 6 months from the date and regulations 2.1.1, regulation 3 and 2.1.11 1 and 2 which enforced into after 6 months from that date. यानी कि जो कमेंसमेंट जो रेगुलेशन किया गया है वो कब किया गया है, उसमें से कुछ डिफिनेशंस जैसे कि omitted किए गए हैं। इन दिस डिफिनेशंस ओनली द कॉन्टेक्स्ट अदरवाइज रिक्वायर्स। फर्स्ट जो सेक्शन है उसमें रहते हैं, उसमें रेगुलेशन जो है उसको omitted किए गए हैं, जैसे कि omitted में आते हैं ऑयल मिल। सेकेंड है एक तो इसमें से है, बाकी थर्ड में omitted जो किए गए हैं। देन फिफ्थ रेगुलेशंस, देन सिक्स रेगुलेशंस को omitted किए हैं। देन 10th omitted किए गए, 11th regulations omitted and 12 omitted। ये वर्जन जैसे है 2 मार्च 2022 को आया था, ठीक है। देन देखते हैं यहाँ पे चेंजेस, जैसे 19th रेगुलेशंस ओमिटेड किए गए हैं, मतलब उसको हटा दिए गए हैं। 20th रेगुलेशंस एंड 21st रेगुलेशंस। देन यहाँ पे देखते हैं कि इंसर्ट किया गया, जैसे कि वेजिटेबल ऑयल प्रोडक्ट में यहाँ पे जो इंसर्ट किया गया है रेगुलेशन 26 नंबर अमेंडमेंट्स फॉर इंसर्शन ऑफ न्यू प्रोविजंस रिलेटिंग टू रॉ एडिबल फूड्स। What is the raw edible oils? Obtained by mechanical procedure, example expelling and pressing with or without applications of heat. Expelled or pressed oil may be purified by washing with water, settling, filtering, and centrifuging. No processing aids shall be used. Such oils are fit for human consumption. They shall come in conform to the provisions mentioned under Sub-Regulation 2.2.1 prescribed for specific vegetable oil, except standards laid down under Regulation 2.1, 2.116 regulations. The amendment in force from 15th November 2021 because of abuse to comply with provisions of 1st June 2022. Then जो कुछ चेंजेस हुए हैं जहाँ पे, जैसे कि देख सकते हैं बॉयल एंड सिंगल टर्म्स के जो डिफिनेशंस हैं वो आते हैं अंडर स्टैंडर्ड्स फॉर मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स। इसमें है अमेंडमेंट्स फॉर इंसर्शन ऑफ न्यू प्रोविजंस regarding boiling and boiling simulator products. The definitions is a analog in the dairy context as referred in the regulations 2.1, means a product in which the constituent not derived from milk take the place in the part or in a whole of any milk constituents and the final product resembles organoleptically and or functionally milk or milk product or a composite milk product as defined in the regulations. No. The admixture of certain dairy products and other ingredients not exclusively derived from milk, sale of which are prohibited as per food safety standards, the prohibitions and restrictions on a sales regulation to find events are excluded from the definitions. Amendment is in force from 26 December 2021 in order to comply the provisions by 1st July 2022. Then कुछ changes यहाँ पे जैसे हुए थे, बात करते हैं मिल्क एंड मिल्क स्टैंडर्ड में कुछ चेंजेस थे, जैसे कि काउ मिल्क बाफेलो मिल्क में चेंजेस थे। एंड यहाँ पे कुछ दे सकते हैं डेयरी टर्म्स फॉर अदर फूड के लिए जो रेगुलेशंस है, सब रेगुलेशंस 2.1.1 के आइटम नंबर 3 में सब आइटम बी सी डी ई इज we used name by labeling of milk and milk products or composite milk products. The inserted जो किए हैं provided that for the purpose of these regulations analog in the dairy context are not considered milk products or composite milk products. I define the regulations which are amended in force from 27 December 2021 and have used to comply the provisions by 1st July 2022. 2022। Then कुछ चेंजेस जैसे हुए थे यहाँ पे amendment for insertions of new provisions relating to the subitem second unless provided otherwise in the regulations or other legal regulations established by the Food Authority. They enforce from 27 December 2021 and have used to comply provisions 1st July 2022. Then under fifth leveling of prepackaged foods is inserted of new provisions is all milk and milk products, including composite milk products, as defined sub-item B, E, F, H, and I of item number 1 of this regulation shall exclusively use the following logo on the particular label. यहाँ पे जो दिखाया गया है जो मिल्क का जो लेवलिंग है ऐसे दिखाया गया लेवलिंग इज वाइट कलर एंड ब्लू इज स्क्वायर shape. These following declarations shall be made on the level of analogs in the dairy context in close proximity of the name of the product, namely, in respect of each such a constituent not derived from milk that takes place of a milk constituent in the product contains dash a blank to be filled with the name of the constituents, including the source. B. In respect of each such milk constituents, where the place is fully taken over via constituents not derived from milk in the product, contains no milk dash. It is blank to be filled with the name of the constituents. The amended in force from 27 December 2021 have used to comply with the provisions by 1st July 2022. 2022. Things your standards for milk the changes you with इसमें से fat percentage and ethanol percentage in a buffalo milk. In buffalo milk is a जहाँ पहले minimum milk fat percentage 6% था वहाँ पे अब 5% milk minimum milk fat percentage and same is a minimum milk soy not fat percentage 9%. Then there is a goat or sheep milk. And in case of cow milk is a fat percentage 3.2 and 8.3 in the earlier. Then goat or sheep milk is a locality state all India is a minimum milk fat percentage revised is 3% milk fat and minimum solid of fat is 8.0%. Then इसके बाद जो changes हुए थे उसमें जो total sodium content in the milk shall not be more than 650 milligram per 100 gram as in case of goat or sheep milk. Then changes जो हुए हैं वो okay, आगे हम butter oil and vegetable oil and the majority missile value है और प्लस के वैल्यू एंड आयोडीन वैल्यू इस समय कुछ चेंजेस हुए थे जैसे देख सकते हैं cocoa to the same always and standard for cream and malai will be same and standards for milk and milk fat products is under these conditions is some categories are omitted that is yellow color marking is a parameters moisture maximum percentage in a milk fat butter oil 0.4 nuts milk fat and rice butter oil is 0.01 and ghee is 0.5% maximum moisture percentage and minimum milk fat percentage is a milk fat is 99.6 99.8 is another milk fat and rice butter oil in 2017 draft and in that case ghee is 99.5 and with 50 meter reading at a 40 centigrade milk fat butter oil is 40 to 44 nuts milk fat is 40 to 40 and ghee as per table for ghee there is omitted and colon scale nucleic fatty peroxide oxygen body taste they are all states which are different on the cotton areas based which are excluded from the regulations and inserted from the new that is amendment for substitutions of highlighted provisions is a final is a moisture maximum percentage in milk fat, a butter oil is 0.4%, and another milk fat, another butter oil is 0.1%, and in ghee 0.5% moisture. Parametric milk fat minimum percentage is milk fat butter is 99.6, and another milk fat, another butter oil is 99.8, ghee is 99.5. And beta refractometer reading at a 40 degrees centigrade is in another butter fat or butter oil is 44 to 44, and another milk fat is 40 to 44, and in ghee is also same is 40 to 44. The research missile value minimum percentage milk fat butter oil, another milk fat, another butter oil, and ghee is also same, that is 24%. 24 is minimum. The Polanski value in same is in all cases in a milk fat, butter oil, another milk fat, another butter oil, ghee, and free fatty acid, olive acid, that is maximum percentage is different. That is in another's milk fat, butter, another's milk fat and butter oil is 0.3%, and milk fat and butter oil is 0.4%. And case of ghee is a free fatty acid, fatty oleic acid is a 2% maximum. Then peroxide value is water fat is peroxide value is equivalent oxygen per kg fat is 0.6%, and another milk fat is 0.3%, and ghee is not defined. Boring test in all cases is negative. Adding value in a ghee cases of ghee of 25 to 38. Saponification value in ghee is 25 to 235, and nuts butter fat or butter fat is not defined. And presence of beta cetosterol is absent in all, and fatty acid compositions in case of ghee. The products shall meet the requirements of table 1, that is given below. Methods of determination and adulteration of vegetable oil in ghee by RPHPLC, that is as notified by the FSI of order file number 190 FSI SP Milk S and A 2009 dated on 25th March 2019. These are amendments in force from 27th December 2021 and have been used to comply the provisions except fatty acid compositions given in above table by 1st July 2022 regulations. That is table 1, that fatty acid compositions of ghee as determined by GLC, that is gas, gas chromatographies, expressed in fat percentage of total fatty acids. In the type of fatty acid is saturated fatty acid, butyric acids, and fatty acid composition is 1.5 percentage, and C6 saturated fatty acid and C6 hexanoic acid, that is caproic acid, is 0.5 to 2.2%, and C8 is a octanoic acid, that is caprolic acid, is a fatty acid composition is 0.4 to 1.5%, and C10, that is decanoic acid, that is a caproic acid, is a fatty acid composition 0.8 to 1.8 to 5, and C12, that is decanoic acid, that is also known as lauric acids, which fatty acid composition 1.5 to 4, and C40 tetrahexanoic acid, the mystic acid, is a fatty composition is 6 to 13, and C16, that is hexadenic acid, that is palmitic acids, is a fatty acid composition 22 to 38, and C18, that is octadecanoic acid, that is stearic acid, also known as, and 8 to 19% of fatty acid. Then monounsaturated fatty acids, that is C16, 169 hexadecanoic acid, that is also known as palmitoleic acid, is a fatty acid composition 0.9 to 2.8. Then C18, C9, 9 octanoic acid, oleic acid, nitric 32, polysaturated fatty acid is C18 to C9, 12, 9, 10. Octadecanoic acids, that is linoleic acid, 0.5 to 3.5, and C18 is 3, C9, 12, 15, 9, 12, 15, octadecatrienoic acid, also known, and 0.3 to 1%. These amendments in force from 27 December 2021 that ABOs complied prescribed fatty acid composition of ghee after 2 years publication of the regulations in the official gazette. These are changes is in 2 March 2022, and some changes may be from Their standards is 2011 regulations, food and food additives. You can see here maybe some changes, here. You can see from the official website is FSSI is food safety and food safety food additives regulations 2011 revised 2022. They are all described under is here is a changes some in labeling of the dried frozen food additives. In case dried frozen dessert mix or dried frozen confectionery mix is clause number 6 under C of 2.1.15 regulations shall come in our force after final decision of SI on the nomenclature of frozen dessert by directions regarding special milk products after citing 18 on 1st January 2020 and other changes. The other cheeses defined in 2011 regulations earlier is the same. The other moisture percentage and milk percentage is same. Then you can see from the official website of SI in many times revises is and you can visit the official website so that you can verify the PDF. Thank you for this watching and these are the versions. There is a 12 and 2 March 2022 regulations revise the food and food additives and that is it. So thank you for